Okay, greetings students. Welcome back to the second module for WordPress. To get WordPress started, there's a couple things that we actually need to do, and what we're going to do today is we're just going to kind of explore the interface a little bit, and then I'm going to actually have you create a page and send me a screenshot of that page. So it's actually going to be very simple this week. But first off, to get started in WordPress, down in your system tray, maybe if it's there, there's a little icon, looks like a big S. And if you click on that, and you're going to say yes to that to allow it to run. And this is the server press that we installed last week to be able to run WordPress. Okay, and this screen should come up that says yes, start Apache or MySQL services. If something happens, you don't have it down in your system tray. If you go to your Start menu and go to Computer and go into the C drive, there should be a folder in there called XAMPP Lite. And if you open that up, that desktop server is right there. I would suggest you create a shortcut to your desktop or down into your system tray to be able to use that. So anyway, once we have that up and running, what you want to do is you want to say, yes, start Apache and MySQL service. Say next. And this takes a minute for this to load and get those services started for us. It says done, say next. And then that gives us the option of starting or stopping the database services, remove or copy an existing website, or create a new development site. We're not going to do any of those things. It's always a good idea to start or stop your web services because it actually slows down your computer a little bit. So you may want to reopen this after you're done with your lesson today and make sure that that's started or stopped. But what we want to do is we want to go to the sites, and we want to view that sample test site that we started working on last week that you developed for me. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to the dashboard for that. So I'm into my WordPress, my sample site for WordPress. And like I said, I want to just kind of do a little quick overview of what the buttons are and some of the things that we have going on. WordPress looks a lot like Canvas. And we all know what Canvas is because that's what we use as our learning management system, and you all get in through there to see what your assignments are. So it's kind of laid out in a very similar fashion, only with WordPress, you have control over what you build here. All right, so if we're just kind of looking through the site itself, we can go up here, and if we go across the top buttons, there's some help stuff from WordPress itself, some support forums and things like that. If I click on my sample site there, it's going to take a second. It shows me exactly what my site is actually going to look like. I'm going to hit my back arrow. If you want that to open in a new page, all you got to do is actually basically right mouse click on it and say open link in a new tab, and it'll actually open it in a separate page. All right, so we have that. If we scroll over that next button, that's an update button. It says there's 4 updates available. I'm not going to update it this time because I want to make sure that everybody stays on the same page, and I would suggest you do the same. But if you get into using WordPress later, you certainly can do that. The little 0 there, that's comments that have been left or posted onto your site if you allow comments to be made. And under the new button, we can create a new post, new media, new page, or add a new user. Right now, you are all administrators, so you're the only user on the account. But we'll be doing some of these other things over the next couple weeks. Today, we're actually going to create a new page. So if I come over here to the left side, then once again, it shows the updates. And if I click on the updates, it's going to take me out and show me there's a new version of WordPress available and some other updates. Just some things, some theme updates that you can add and some other things. We're not going to bother updating anything right now. If we go to post, we can view all posts, we can add new posts, we can categorize our posts, or we can tag them. For right now, I'm just going to view all posts, and there should be just a single post in there. I believe it's called Hello World. Yeah, and it's on. And if I click on that, it takes me to the link to where the actual post is. And under the sample development site, and this is just what the post says. Go to the media button, and this is where we'll be adding new media. We'll do that next week. We're actually going to add a couple pictures. We're going to create a page today, and then next week we'll add a picture to it, and then you'll be able to see how to do that. We can also add video and some other types of media. Pages, this is what like I said, is what we're going to work on today. Right now there's just a sample page in there, okay? But we can add new pages and do some other things there. Comments, this is where we go to view comments that people may or may not post on our page, okay? So this is an example of what the comment looks like. The appearance, we can look at the themes. I'm not going to go through all these, but I would like you to look at all these on your own. Because on here with me running the screen capture software, it really slows it down. But you can look at various themes. There's a couple of themes available, or you can download or purchase new themes for your websites. You can customize it. You can add widgets, add menus, add to the header, and then you can do some things in the editor. There's the installed plugins that have been added to WordPress. There's an update for one available there. So yeah, it's that ask him it, and it'll tell you exactly what it does. It protects your site even after it goes to sleep. The users, if you go to all users, you should be the only user listed in there, and you're listed that your role as an administrator. But you can add other users if you want people to be able to go in and update your site. This is very handy if you're doing sites for someone, and they want to be able to go in and edit their own work, and you can change their role inside of there to a contributor. That gives them some limited rights, an author, an editor, or the administrator. They can just go in and be the editor and edit certain portions of the site that you create for them. The available tools. There's one tool in here. It's called Press This, and that kind of gives you an explanation. Allows you to bookmark the tool, bookmark the page just like you would with any other bookmark. The Settings tab. This gives us a lot of different, just general type settings. So if I click on the Settings tab, like I said, this is slowed down with me running the various software. You can change your site title. You can add a tagline to it. It gives you the URL where it's located at, the email address that you subscribed with, the date format, theme format, all those types of things. For writing, I believe that gives us, excuse me, some various settings for how they're categorized. For discussions and reading, I think those are very similar, being the same. There's some settings you can change in there. The media settings. Allows you to determine a specific size you want to put things in at. So you have a thumbnail size, and you determine what a thumbnail is, what a medium and a maximum or a large size is. Okay, so let's just go back up to the top, back to our home on our dashboard. So that kind of gives you an overview of what we're going to be dealing with. And there's also some shortcuts here, right here on the desk, on your dashboard, where you can write your first blog post, add a page, and those types of things. And they work the same way as the buttons do over here. So what we're going to do today, we're just going to create a short introduction so that your users, or the people that view your site, know who you are. So I'm going to go over here to Pages, and I'm going to go to All Pages for now, and we'll add a new one from that window. All right. So up here at the top, we're going to say Add New, and it's going to come up with a page we can add some text to. So the title for this page, I'm going to call this Introduction to Me on My WordPress Site. So that'll be the title of the actual page. And then down here in the body where we're gonna add our text, what I want you to do is just type up a short description. Notice it puts a permalink in there, so that's a direct link to where to where this page is located at. So I'm going to go ahead and put in some text. I've already formatted some text out to save some time, so I'm just going to go ahead and paste that in so it looks like that. And then once that's complete, I can preview it if I'd like. So I'm going to go out and preview it so I can see what it looks like. So there's your My Sample site with just another WordPress site, right? Remember I showed you in the settings where you could change that if you wanted to. So you could go ahead and change that to your name if you wanted to. And excuse me, change the byline. All right, so here's the title I just put in, Introduction to Me on my WordPress site. And then, excuse me, I'm sorry. Then I just put in this short introduction. All right, so once you got this created, what I'd like you to do then, from this page right here, I would like you to create a screenshot, and you did screenshots for me last week. So go ahead and press the print screen button on your keyboard and capture that, and then that's what you're going to be submitting for this week's lesson. Once your screen capture is complete, then it should have opened in a new tab up here at the top. So what you can do is you can just go back to your add a new page, and then you can close that because that was only a preview of what you were doing. So we probably can just go ahead and publish that. So let's go ahead and publish that page. And now when I go to my All Pages button over here on the side, we should have that page we just created, Introduction to my WordPress site, appear under our pages. All right, so well, like I said, next week we're going to add some more to this, and we'll add a picture. So if you got a good picture of yourself you want to add, or even an avatar type thing, we'll be adding those next week. All right, so for the last thing you want to do then, I remember I told you that when you're complete with your WordPress stuff today, just go ahead and go back to your desktop server and stop or restart the web services. So you're going to click that, say next, stop the web and database services, next. It says done, and then you can just go ahead and close up the desktop server. And that should wrap it up for us for this week. Hopefully you get through this smoothly. Once again, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me, and I'll try to help you work through them. Have a great week.